Welcome to a Game From a Podcast. My name is Sergio. I am, and joining me today is not Ricky. He's actually out, personal reasons, but we'll talk about that later on. We'll have him back. He might hop on. I'm not 100% sure, but we do have two guests with us today, and that is Aaron and Sean. Introduce yourselves, guys.
Three guests. Cat.
Oh, and what's the cat's name?
And a cat.
Marceline. Perfect.
Nice.
All right, well, let's see what Marceline has to say about today's topics. That's our intro, so now we're going to go into the first topic, which is our back and forth, and it's going to be about Daredevil Season 2. You guys told me you guys started it, right?
Yep.
So, what do you guys think so far?
I like it so far. The Punisher kind of weirded me out a little bit. He was like a little too serious, but I'm only like on the 4th episode, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
You can definitely throw some fists. So.
Well, I was going to say, it seems a little weird, yeah. Aaron?
Yeah, I'm about the same place. I'm very surprised that the Punisher managed to one-up Daredevil all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, my own twisted dark reflection. But, like, I thought the Daredevil would be able to beat him up, because that's his thing, beating people up. Punisher uses guns.
That's the thing. You can only avoid so many bullets. Then again, I finished the series, so I don't want to give away anything, but I'm not the biggest fan of this Punisher, only because I think it's not like the Punisher that I'm used to in the comics and the shows that I've seen him in. But it's a very unique Punisher that's his Punisher. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, and also I think it's a very dramatic Punisher. Like, it's not as action-packed of a Punisher as I would want. But how do you guys feel about
a Punisher with a heart?
Exactly, yeah. Because he's supposed to have lost it, right? I mean, I thought that was the whole thing. Yeah. But how about
a few scenes where he looked a little unhinged, but I'll give him that.
Yeah, he's definitely a psychotic Punisher. I think he gives into that later on too. But you'll see. How about Elektra? Have you guys seen Elektra yet?
No, I don't think she showed up
yet. For me. But thanks for spoiling it for me.
Everyone knows Elektra's in this. What are you talking about?
I avoid spoilers specifically for this.
But no, okay, so look, I'll just say this. Elektra's fine. She's more towards the comics, but she's okay. I just feel like characters were added into Daredevil that play a bigger role than Daredevil does. If that makes sense. But that aside, I don't want to give away too much because some people are still going through it, even though I binged it with my wife in 2 days. We felt sick after watching so much Daredevil, to be honest. It was a little like we never wanted to do it again.
Did you feel like blinding yourselves with toxic waste so you could become like blind ninja people?
I mean, I wouldn't try it only because if it doesn't work, there's a lot of negative things that can occur that I don't want to occur, if that makes sense. But anyways, at the end of Daredevil, though, I will say this. One thing happens, and that is you get a teaser, which is a cool way to insert a teaser, and it's for Luke Cage. You guys know who Luke Cage is? Have you guys seen Jessica Jones?
I've not watched Jessica Jones, but Luke Cage.
Power Man, yeah, Power Man. I like to consider that something that came out straight from Mega Man. He seems like he's one of those little blocks in there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so what I do like about this is that they teased it in a very Marvel way, which is like, like all the movies in the end, after the credits, you have like that teaser.
Does he like find Thor's hammer in the Arizona desert?
What's weird?
He just picks it up. No big deal.
That's what I was gonna say. What's weird about that is that like there's nothing epic about Luke that you don't already know due to Jessica Jones. Like he's bulletproof, and the teaser is literally him getting shot and him saying, "Damn it, my clothes." Which I understand, right? I mean, I have that issue all the time. People try to shoot me, and it actually works, though. It goes through the clothing, and it penetrates my organs. But it's not, it's still, I have to change clothes afterwards. So he has to meet up with the X-Men or someone at one point to, like, get some really good clothes going.
And he's got some fine threads, because the comics, he was always a snappy dresser.
Yeah, no, he really was. He looks pretty 70s. Isn't he his first look?
Circlet.
That's what I want to see. I really want to see the classic one, even if it's like a joke. You know what I mean? Like it's like, oh look, how about try this one out? And then he goes, yeah, there's no way that's gonna work right now. So something like that would be awesome. Another thing too is that we do have the Iron Fist that will be coming soon. Well, not soon. I guess it's going to take some time. But I'd love to see them team up because that's sort of what they're known for in the comics, like teaming up like that. And I'm excited about that. I can't wait for that.
So have they found the cast?
They already went through the casting for Iron Fist, and they're going to be casting, I believe, a few more characters that they're going to announce. So that's already going to start production. I'm hoping that's going to start production soon because the casting is underway. But we're definitely going to see them together, guaranteed. That's why they're announcing them in this order. Luke Cage, most likely Iron Fist next, maybe an additional season of something else, Jessica Jones or something. But I think it's going to be pretty fun to watch Netflix all of a sudden. All right, so next up, we're talking about The Tick. Have you guys seen The Tick ever?
I was a big fan of the cartoon.
The cartoon, yeah, I remember the cartoon. Sean?
Actually, I like the live action show a little bit better.
The 90s? I'm sorry,
Yeah.
2001, right?
Was it 2001? Oh, man.
Yeah, no, I know. I thought it was the 90s, but it's 2001.
Yeah.
So The Tick is the big blue guy. It's based off of the comics from 1994, and it's by Ben Edlund. I'm going to say it that way. Anyways, so what's happening is that Amazon is bringing it back. It purchased the rights, I'm pretty sure, and now we're going to have them back, but it's not going to be the 2001 Tick that we know, which is Patrick Warburton, who's Joe in Family Guy. You guys know Joe.
Yeah,
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
From some...
Yeah, he's amazing in everything, pretty much, because
He was
people
Krunk
hire him.
from-
Krunk, he's actually a really good Krunk, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So that actually lasted 9 episodes. So it must have been pretty bad if it only lasted 9 episodes. But I recall it. I remember watching it, but I think it felt too like a Friends, like a Seinfeld kind of thing, more than it did anything else. And as a kid, I didn't get that, so I didn't watch it that much. But so this time we actually have someone that they announced for the cast of The Tick, and that is Peter. I always have a problem with this. Serafinowicz.
Was he the guy in Guardians of the Galaxy? That said
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
bunch
he
of
was the guy-
a-holes?
Yeah, he was in the Shaun of the Dead. He was the roomie. He was the voice. I didn't know this one. He was the voice of Darth Maul. Did you guys know that?
The one-
No.
That's awesome. I didn't know that at all, and I thought it was a joke. I had to double check my research. My research. I had to look into it. But anyways, he's also in one of my favorite short comedy shows, if that makes sense. And they which aired on Adult Swim, and it's called Look Around You. Have you guys seen Look Around You?
Never saw that one.
I think I've seen it once.
Dude, it's hilarious. It's actually from the BBC, and they aired, like I said, they aired it on Adult Swim. It's really good, worth checking out. But so The Tick is coming back to Amazon. Have you guys actually watched anything on Amazon Prime, by the way?
I saw like Transparent.
No. I've not.
I actually have
Nothing to
not
write home
seen.
about.
I have not seen anything that Amazon Prime has made, and you know why though? Because they have a closed ecosystem where you can only watch it through their own things, like through their tablet, through their Fire Stick. So I have Chromecast, so you can't push it onto anything else. So I don't watch it, which sucks because I'm paying for it.
There's a hack if you have a
Do they have
Netflix
a
player, you
PS4
can
app for
sideload it.
I don't think they have. Do they have anything? I don't know. I don't know if they have anything for consoles, but I'm sure they're going to release a console
Go back.
soon.
Peter, what's his face? So were we having another case of a British actor playing an American superhero?
They're taking our roles.
Some
They're
friggin'
taking our
kid
roles.
across the pond thinks they can just come to America and just take what makes America great. We kicked him out in 1776. It's over. Go play Captain Britain. All right, get out of here.
I think
Your
the
chin's
big.
so small.
Wait, speaking of, there are rumors there is going to be a Captain Britain show, so boom, you never know.
So there you go, man. We're already being taken over by the Brits, and I'm pretty sure
gonna-
Trump is gonna
gonna
have
do.
something to say. Trump's gonna have something to say about this very soon.
Britain. Oh, I'm on a quest to get me chips and stuff. What?
Don't they call?
Come
What do
on.
they call their cigarettes?
They call them. Well, can we say this on a?
Yeah, I think we can say it because it's literally
Saturday.
talking about cigarettes. They call cigarettes fags, man. There's no progression for the British people.
I thought they call them crisps.
Crisps, is it that
The
cereal?
chips.
Oh,
Oh,
chips.
that's a lorry.
Dude,
Lori.
I don't know. But I do agree. I think the Brits are taking over. And there's really nothing we can do about it. But I will accept it, and I will start speaking in a British accent once I stop confusing that for an Australian accent.
I just say hello, governor, on everything.
Hello.
I'm British.
Fish and chips.
Hello, Governor.
I can never order fish and chips without saying it that way, though. Fish and chips, please.
Fish and chips with some vinegar and served on a newspaper in the fine British fashion.
Wait, Aaron, you have to do your beholder joke.
I can't. It's not gonna.
You have to do it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. If I hold the bee in my hand, what do I have in my eye?
What? What? Is that like British math? British algebra?
If I hold the bee in my hand, what do I have in my eye? It's beauty. Because beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Oh, wow. That is... You know when you... It's just so bad.
Rip off someone else.
We're just going to cut this from the live show.
Let's just hope we don't have anyone who's British watching. That one person that's watching is not British.
I think that might be me watching.
All right, so we're going to move over to Thing of the Week. And Ricky's not here to sing it. Thank you, Ricky. Because I can't sing that thing at all. So we're just going to act like he's singing it. 1, 2, 3. He's singing it. Okay, there we go. It's done. And now we can move on to the Thing of the Week. Sean, what is your Thing of the Week?
Well, I was going to do Destiny, but Destiny's played out. So I'm going to do...
I was going to say, there's an
Pornhub
update
VR.
on it, yeah.
Pornhub has released a new category on their website for virtual reality. So if you had an Oculus or Google Cardboard, popped it on, and you're in your point of view porn. So I think it's been missing from everybody's experience. So, you know, now's a good time.
So, can you just, like, look away the entire time?
Yeah. You can
Like,
just
face
listen.
the opposite direction and just be like, oh, this is a nice ceiling. Huh. How about that?
That's what I was going to say.
It
Not
is
only
weird,
that,
though.
but I feel like this will allow people to feel like you're another race and a fitter person.
Say that.
So I think the funny thing about virtual reality is that it's going to be successful due to pornography. The same way that the internet has become successful due to pornography.
And
It's just
Blu-ray. Don't forget Blu-ray.
Blu-ray, yeah, exactly. So I'm not, you know, surprised by this at all. It's just I was like, oh, well, that's going to be used for something like, you know, porno. Have you guys tried it?
I'm waiting for my Google Cardboard to get here in the mail, so I'll try it then. And actually, Pornhub will send you a themed version of a Google Cardboard box, I believe.
Well, they send me like 2 bags of gack or something, like just so I have something to do with my hands, because
No, it's part of the whole kit. It's amazing.
Well, remember, if it's like a Vive thing, you actually have to move around. That'd be actually pretty funny. So the thing about that is that this has been around for a while now. Like, I think since, you know, a little right after, like, Google Cardboard came out, people started talking about it. They did reaction videos with old people. Have you seen that one? Old people react to VR porn. It is hilarious. I'm going to show you guys. I'll send you the link later on. But it's like old people who are just in shock that this is happening, and they can't believe their eyes. One old guy starts getting into it, and he starts like moaning and like going like this with his hand. It is disgusting, man. I don't know what's going on, but this guy's like, he's talking like he has some slang going. Like he's like, oh yeah, baby, like, you know, like weird old, like I can't.
That's the eggplant twist, yeah.
Yeah, like that pretty much. But it's just, you know, it's pretty weird, and people are, you know, it ends with them saying, "This is the future. This is the future," which is like, you know, there's all kinds of things that I think would be more futuristic than, you know, porn and VR, but it's still something, I suppose. So
it'll only be a matter of time before there's a porn VR snuff film.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Classic 1990s film, Strange Days.
I guarantee you one thing. Well, yeah, yeah, exactly. But I can only imagine the things they're going to do with it would be more towards the comedic side, because to me it just sounds hilarious. Like I could see someone like making a short film with it, you know. So I mean, they already have short films with it, but pornographic short films. So
Nice.
there's that.
So Pirates 4.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so Aaron, what is your thing of the week?
Well, Dark Souls 3 getting released tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah, that's tomorrow.
In Japan. But if you got an Xbox
Region code.
One, the whole 3 people who have an Xbox One, it's region free, so you can play that tonight.
I didn't know it was region free. You know, I completely forgot about
Do you
that.
have to download it, or do you get the disc? Because I will do that
You
right
might have
now.
to do some VPN stuff, but I think you can download it.
Yeah, VPN will let you get through it to make your IP address come from Japan, because you're in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And don't tell
I'm
anyone.
gonna just leave this podcast right now and go do that.
Yeah. So, do you know? Is there any leaks about the story for that? By the way, like, did they talk about what's going on this time?
It's gonna be as ambiguous as the last ones. It's just some new kingdom, like part 2, except it's made by the good team
That made the first.
From Software that made Bloodborne and Dark Souls 1, and not the
nice.
mediocre team that made Dark Souls 2. So it should be pretty good.
I've not played 2 just because I'm waiting for the complete edition, and then I'm gonna wait for it to go down in price. So when those two things happen, I'm gonna get into it. But I actually cannot wait to play complete 1, because I remember you had you know all the issues I had with 1. I remember going to work and saying, "Dude, I'm stuck on the roof of this thing and I can't get off."
Taurus demon.
Yeah, and then everyone goes, "Oh, dude, if you get that golden sun dude to come in, he'll just chop him up. He'll chop him up for you, and then all you have to do is cut his tail off, and there you go." So I was like, "Okay, no big issue." But yeah, so I need to get to 2 and then 3, but I'm excited about it. I love their games. I think they're the most almost like, what's the one that they made that's not that one for PS4? I forgot.
Bloodborne.
Bloodborne. Yeah,
Amazing.
Bloodborne needs to come to PC because I can't play that. And as a Lovecraftian, no, it will. You'll give it enough time. Resident Evil is now all on here, and that's Capcom. I know, but I feel like we're gonna see it over here, at least in the Microsoft store, because they have some setup going on over there. I don't know. I'm hoping. This is me hoping. So now my thing of the week is also a game, and it's The Culling, and I just talked to you guys about this. So pretty much Hunger Games, that's sort of everything.
That's it, pretty much.
It's the Hunger Games. So you play, it's like a video game. It's like that, you know, that, what's that Marvel comic where the bad guy is like this kind of like weird brainy dude, and he has like a game show that he zaps people
Mojo?
in. Yeah, there you go.
MODOK?
Is it Mojo or Mordok? Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
And you know, it's that same kind of thing where it's like a show, and what happens is you're a contestant in the show, you get dropped into a box in a random part of the island, or I'm not even sure if it's an island or like this kind of jungle with a force field around it, and then you're let loose and you have to craft things to make weapons, and then last man standing pretty much at that point. And you can do multiplayer with 2 friends co-op wise. So you can go into the island and find each other and team up. For the most part, I have not lasted more than 2 fights. So that gives you an idea of how bad I am at it.
Are there special abilities and perks? Because my favorite part of the Hunger Games movie was when the baker uses frosting knowledge to hide himself as a mud man in the river.
I have to say, I remember when I saw that, I was like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Great.
Because who has time to really sit there for an hour and, you know, make yourself look like a tree? It just never made sense to me. It's like, where are you? It's like,
he's a baker.
yeah, but still, of all things, learn to fight or something, you know? Because I guarantee you the guy with a knife is going to be able to stab you if he finds out you're a tree. Like, you know what? I can't imagine a funny situation where he's, like, hiding and people pass by him and he goes, boo! Just to see what happens, you know? But, yeah, but you can't do that in the Culling. I wish you could, now that I think about it. Like a 2-hour camouflage, so you have to, like, craft for 2 hours while you camouflage into a tree. So, yeah, I mean, outside of that, it's as simple as it sounds. It's in beta right now, which is, you know, it's a little bit buggy, but not as buggy as the Arcs version of the Hunger Games, which I'm not going to talk about. I'm pissed off over that. But, yeah, that's my thing of the week, and it's a fun thing. All right, so now we're going to move over to another thing that is newsworthy, and that is the Apple special event. Have you guys seen this?
Ooh.
It's the phone that looks like your old phone, but it's new.
Isn't that, yeah, that's pretty much. I think we can move on to the next topic now. It's just, that's pretty much it. It seems like
It's the supreme bait and switch. I love it.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Apple has a problem right now, and it's a number of things. One, they're not wowing their audience anymore. They're not making you say, "Oh my gosh, that's awesome." It's pretty much updates. It's updates, upgrades, bug fixes. So there's no big announcement. It's more of like, hey, this is a new version of our iPad Pro, but it's the size of our original iPad back. So it went from a 12.9-inch iPad Pro back to the original 9.7-inch iPad Pro. And, they hope that's going to be the ultimate PC replacement like they did with the iPad Pro. And
with no split screen support or anything.
Small is the new big.
I just, look, I'm obviously not an Apple fanboy. Obviously not. I know a lot of people who adore Apple. I mean, probably a majority of the people I know do. But the issue I have with it is that right now Apple did something really good. They had a good thing going when they would announce amazing things that were completely new to the market. Or, it's just something so different. And now it seems they're doing updates and upgrades and waiting for the competition to do something and then work off of that. Which is, that's fine. That's actually what Samsung does in a sense, right? Where they sort of wait for Apple and then they come back with something that's stronger, like in, be it more powerful or better in some way. So that's fine. The issue I'm having here is that almost everything is so mediocre to me personally that it's not something to have an event over. So
they need to make with the holograms already. Like I got hologram Tupac.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, of course. That's what I'm saying.
Tupac in my pocket.
That'd be awesome. Hey guys, check it out. Like just like your camera can create them on the spot, so you can have your like little dances. Oh, check out my dance when I went to that party that one time. That'd be amazing.
Do you have to feed him like a Tamagotchi? Do I have to like clean up his poop? Or
that would be great, dude.
Awesome.
We're gonna send this. We're sending this straight to them right after because they need to see this.
In my mind, I just saw he dropped a poop and it had the same bandana that he has on top of it. So this needs to happen because I want this now.
I'm telling you, like that actually sounds pretty amazing, and I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happens. Being serious, probably 10 years. Give it 10 years, but it'll happen. So, anyways, just to talk facts here, that thing is going to sell. The iPad Pro, the smaller iPad Pro that looks like an iPad that you can now mistake for an iPad, is $599 for 32 gigs, which is extremely a small amount of space for something that you consider pro. Because first off, if you're a professional and let's say you're going to do something, you're an illustrator. If you're an illustrator and all you want to do is illustrations, well, you do them high res because you need that to be high res. And after a few of those, you're probably going to run out of space eventually, and then it starts affecting how the thing runs. So that's a problem right there. But the high end is $899 for 256 gigs. So
that's quite the jump.
Yeah. Well, that's the high end. They have the middle end, but I don't want to bring that up.
Using an iPad like iPad Pro, like you're not a professional, you're a prosumer at most.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is that they did aim the iPad Pro at illustrators and creatives and things like that. But for some reason, everyone that I've seen purchase it never uses it for, the intended use, which is like an illustrator. Yeah, because you still have to buy the pencil, which is $100. So that's tacked on to your price. But the good thing, at least, is that $899 scores you 256 gigs. So that's fine. I suppose, for that price. They are trying to compete, of course, with the Surface, which is, in my opinion, one of my favorite laptop tablet hybrids. Have you guys used it, by the way?
Right now.
Yeah, I love the thing to death. I got my wife one, the 4, and she loves it, except for the fact that it goes to sleep in a weird way where it's difficult to wake up. But let's see what else we have on.
Have you tried being nice to it?
No, actually we have not that one thing. So
you gotta wake it up gently.
Yeah, I think it's magnets, dude. It's too big for Microsoft to handle when it comes to magnets or something. I don't know.
That's why I won't wake up.
Yeah. Anyway, so what else did we get? We had an iOS 9.3 release, so that's out now. And once again, just back to like an update. It's just updates. It's nothing like, whoa, that's awesome. It's more about nighttime display shading, which is something an app took care of. So pretty much it's the screen changes depending on the time of day kind of thing. So it helps with your eyes and all that science. And, who the hell cares about that? When there's an app that exists for it, I don't think people are going to go crazy for that.
What was the last big feature they had? The 3D touch where like you press down hard and it does something different. Like
I consider that to be a middle click, to be honest. Like that's what we call it. So it was sort of weird, and they had the photos where it's like, look, your photos move, and I was like, that's a GIF, Apple, shut up, that's a GIF.
Oh yeah, you take a photo, but it takes like 5 seconds of video. It's a video.
Yes, exactly. So it's trying to do. They're renaming things that are out there and saying that this is what this is, you know, and then people are saying, oh, amazing, which is fine. Look. In the end of the day, as someone who's not a fanboy, I understand. Okay, so I'm constantly around people who love Apple, and I get it, but this is not something that is newsworthy to me. I'm just like, this is not an event. So, okay, at this point, everyone who knows this is probably like, okay, then calm down. But anyways, so next up, we have the iPhone SE, which stands for Special Edition, and this is
Small Edition.
So, in other words, this is the funny part. They're reverting the size back to the iPhone 5S, so back to 4 inches, but with all the good internals of the 6S. So first off, let me say this. I think phones should be in 2 sizes. The 4-inch and the 6-inch. I think this way you have the small and the large, you have that choice. And it can be different prices, of course, right? That's fine. The issue I have is that Apple went from saying, we'll never go back, we'll never go to those bigger sizes because it's not what people want. When clearly it was something that people were looking into. People wanted bigger phones. Content was getting bigger, 4K, more pixels, less space to see it in, you know. And so that happened. They went up to that size, and now they're going back down. So it's like they're sort of they're just working backwards in a sense, but they're pumping up the internals.
It's because of global warming. There's less food, so people will get smaller. So they're just trying to get ahead of the game. Smaller phones.
That's the thing. It just comes off as weird. First, the iPad Pro is now the same as the iPad size, and then the phone is back to the 5S size. So a little weird, but anyways, that starts off at $399 at the 16 gig. Horrible. First off, 16 gig should be off the table. It should be 32 by default because 32 you can barely do anything with 32. And now the high end is 64 gigs for $499. 64 gigs is still not that much for high end, in my opinion. I think you put way more in there. And if you guys are interested, that is going live tomorrow for pre-orders on March 24th. So
I am not interested.
I am not either. I'm trying to get them some sales. It's not working. I don't know why.
Trying to get some of that Apple Cash, huh?
That Apple Cash, yeah. There's 2 more little things, and we're done with the event. Surprisingly enough, nothing has been mentioned yet that has been like groundbreaking. I mean, they had adapters for the iPad Pro. Whoa, no surprise there. You know, you realize that you don't have enough USB, you don't have SD cards, this, etc. You need something for that, so they announced that, which is a little weird. Anyways, Apple TV has a new version of tvOS, which fixes a lot of issues people had with it. So once again, going back to fixing things, and yes, that means they now let you rearrange apps on your home screen, because for some reason, I don't know why they don't do that. They're pretty much making it more like a phone. At this point, I think everyone can agree we're just trying to get to the topics we can actually talk about. So let's go finish it off with Apple. The Apple Watch. It's now cheaper, yet it's still not worth it in my opinion because it's coming in at $299. $299 is the cheapest now, which is a little...
Hey, it's a really good way to show that you're a douchebag. I mean, you could pay like $600 for like a... Armani suit. You could just pay $300 for an Apple Watch.
The funny thing is that this is happening.
I'm not gonna spend that much money. I want the gold-plated one though.
Oh, you want the gold? Oh,
but that's what I'm saying. What's that pink one that they refuse to call pink? Rose gold?
Rose gold.
Rose gold, yes.
So rose gold, there you go. And there's, of course, that's the thing I didn't really write up, but a lot of their things are available in rose gold. I mean, I don't. Okay. Yeah, exactly. So last thing, like I said,
name color.
It is rose coming in rose gold. So the last thing is
porn.
Like I said, that's probably where they got it from. And they're like, jokes on you guys. But like I said with the watch too, $299 is not cheap in my opinion. When your competitors' high-end watches come in at $299, and this is the low end for Apple. So at this point, hey, you pay $299 for that? Well, that's the cheap one. That's the cheap Apple Watch. But
I'm good about it.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's another thing that has to do with wearable technology right now. It's going downhill. Pebble just fired, I think it's 40% of their employees. I believe it's 40%. But this is just goes to show that right now wearables they're trendy, right? They're like it was a trend that's now going downhill in a sense because you realize your watch is going to get old faster. So no surprise on that end. But that's the event. There's nothing new. It's not like, hey, we announced the car. Hey, we announced a new TV. That's our TV, you know, which I at one point was suspecting they would do, but they didn't. So now we're moving on to Overwatch because I think we want to talk about that a little bit. So which of you guys actually has gone into the beta?
I am in the beta. I'm one of those bastards.
Not you, Sean?
No, I've been trying, and no one loves me there.
So I think this is a clear case of whitewashing. This is straight up whitewashing.
It is.
Just like the Oscars, guys.
How many black characters are in Overwatch?
You can't even tell. Some of them are covered up. Some of them are covered up.
Guy.
He doesn't count.
Wait, do you mean...
African. Not black.
No, he was raised by a white man according to the trailer. So
in space,
he's
too.
white.
It's whitewashing, dude. I'm telling you.
Space white man.
So there was a short released for Overwatch. It's called Recall, and it's about Winston's backstory. Winston is a gorilla that's a tank. And actually, no, he's not a monkey, though. He's a scientist. And you have to get it right. You have to get it right due to that. Anyways, 8 minutes of Pixar-worthy animation, pretty much. Did you guys see it?
Yeah, quite good.
What did you guys think about it?
I thought it was a little too over the top in the Pixar aspect. Like, it was too cutesy, but it definitely achieved what it wanted to. It's cute and amazing. And actually, I do like him, so...
I thought it was pretty great. Gets a little cartoonish at the end with the villain, the cackling, evil villain who emerges from the smoke, and he's voiced by Steven Bloom or whatever.
Is it?
But yeah, it's Spike Spiegel.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Oh, sure.
You're right.
Well,
yeah, you're right.
I play the beta so much.
You're right.
It's like that.
But you know what? He's in everything now. He really is.
He's in everything.
Yeah.
So I got a huge Big Hero 6 vibe from this. Huge.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Like this
Definitely.
This felt like the last few scenes in Overwatch in Big Hero 6 where they're like in that dark kind of location, and you know what? A lot of it was them showing off their animation. Like, you know, when Winston like sits on his tire and he pops the cap off of the peanut butter and it rolls off. So it's just a lot of showing off. But one thing I need to question Blizzard about is why they chose to make a live action WoW movie when their animation style is so great. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
I would have way preferred to see a full CGI movie in the Warcraft universe. I think that it would have achieved a lot more. It would have been a lot more true to the game. Live action, I don't think carries it that well.
But I don't think they'd want to sign off for a $150 million budget CG movie for adults. That's the problem. Like last time they tried that, we got The Spirits Within, Final Fantasy, which nobody
I count
saw.
Avatar.
Well, how about the Ninja Turtle movies? They're live action, but with a lot of CG, and I can see them doing just full turtle CG in the future. No, well, I mean, I think
garbage.
I think the problem that I agree with what you say in the sense that they shouldn't, you know, if they make it CG, it's like a kids movie for adults almost. But the problem I have with that is that who's gonna watch a Warcraft movie who's not a nerd? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
If you gave it like 10 years ago, World of Warcraft, you know, would have been like the funniest thing to people. Like, it's just such a nerdy thing. And now,
you can sell it to China.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's the thing, though. I feel like it's not gonna be as good as we think it's gonna be. Because
I don't think it's gonna be good at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid to say. So I feel that way about it completely, just because after seeing, I'm like, okay, dude, none of these characters stick out to me the way that they do in the game, and I feel like I'm such a big fan of their intros for their games that's what I expected from them when they said that we're making a movie, right? Because in a sense, they have the team together for that. Yes, I can tell that if it took them 4 years to make an intro that takes like 5 seconds, it might take them a long time to make something else. But I guarantee you it'd be something that would be worth watching. Even if it took like, you know, we're going to take 10 years. We're going to take 10 years to make a short story on this. But yeah, whatever. It's fine. Anyways, Overwatch. This story does, you know, like I said, it follows Winston's character, who's a tank, and it just gives you a little bit of backstory on who he is. And I love that, because the one thing about Overwatch is someone who doesn't have the beta but knows about it. It's a lot it's a lot of character, like story-driven kind of stuff that happens in the background. So characters interact, like, well, you can probably tell me more about this, Aaron.
Yeah, it's very lively. All the characters will have quips to one another. And the art style was designed by Udon, the comic publisher. So it's
great,
extremely stylistic.
Yeah, I love their images. They're flat 2D like renders. They look amazing. But so yeah, worth watching, guys. Check it out. It's 8 minutes, which is still that's actually more than their intro trailers. So I need to see how they can get away with making 8 minutes when I'm guessing they're gonna do more of these for other characters.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing some of the other characters, like maybe some of the bad guys quote, seeing it from their perspective, see what's going on with their story. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I'd love to. I think that's one of those things that I wouldn't be surprised if they started doing that sooner than later, just because TF2 did that. Do you guys remember TF2, like Team Fortress 2?
Yeah.
How they had they had great, they had amazing animation. To this day, I think it's still beautiful, and they pumped those out way faster than they did. So I don't
know. Did take them a little while to get them all out.
Yeah, but it didn't take them years. You know what I mean? Like,
it did take them years.
No, for all of them, yeah. But the thing is, they use their own engine. They use their own engine that they released for people to make short movies with now. So that's the same engine that they pretty much made an entire engine just for animation purposes. So that's the one the reason they sold it was because of TF2. So they were able to pump these out faster. I'm not sure how it works for Blizzard, but I'm pretty sure that they're nailing something down because they're gonna have to get more of these out there. So so that moves us on to our next topic, which is also game related, and that is the Resident Evil 20th anniversary, which was yesterday. It was 20 years ago. So that makes me feel old now. I feel like I'm not rich yet, so I'm not sure what's going on. But I don't want to tell my younger self that. I'm joking, by the way, because I'm not.
Well, you just need to release the T virus, and then maybe you'll be rich.
That's what it is, yeah. So
maybe you'll be a zombie.
So one of the things I wanted to talk about was just like a back and forth to see, have you guys played Resident Evil games in the first place?
Yeah.
I played 4, the one, or whichever one was in Africa. I played that one.
5, I think.
5, okay. Yeah, I played 4 and 5 then.
All right, so 4 to me is it's pretty much like the one that turned Resident Evil into an action series.
Oh, 4 is great. Yeah. It's the best one in the series.
I love 4. Some people hate 4 to death, by the way. Like after 4, people hate it completely because people love that tank style of gameplay where it's like forward, rotate, forward, But I love it to death. It's just one of my favorite titles. So what games have you played, Aaron?
I played 1, 2, 3 Code Veronica, 4 and 5. I didn't play Part 6 and I didn't play 0.
I actually got all of them on Steam now, so I'm gonna stream those things, and I'm trying not to scream.
4 is the perfect one because it's the one that's intentionally stupid instead of unintentionally stupid like the rest of them.
Yeah, of course, dude. The first
you go to
one,
Spain, fight Napoleon. You ride on a jet ski with the president's daughter into the sunset. It's fantastic.
I have never seen a game that has had so many videos made of it, of just looking up the president's daughter's skirt. Like so many videos. It's like, check this out, guys. Check it out. She goes up. Oh, look. Like that was it. There's just tons of videos on that. But I loved 4 too. What's funny is that I remember as a kid, I'm a complete coward when it comes to scary games. I love them to death, though. I love horror in general, but I'm scared to death of it. So I played I think it was Resident Evil, the remake for GameCube. I rented it, brought it home, started playing it. As soon as I got to that first zombie, I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but you end up going down this hall and you play. Yeah. It's tank controls. So that means if you want to go back, you have to rotate all the way back and then press forward. So I go down this hallway, and it's forced camera perspective. So whenever you go down a specific place, it triggers a camera. So it's either in the corner of this room, the corner of that wall, or whatever. There's a zombie like eating a body, and that's the first zombie you see. And then it rises up, and it's going towards you. And then it reveals that the camera, you can't see it. So you're like, what the hell's going on? So then I run in, and I get grabbed, and I freak out. And then I try it again because I died. And I run in, and I'm okay, but then I'm trying to, it's crazy. It's crazy. That's how the first 3 are, right? I mean, there's some more, I'm sure, but I love that style though.
Run.
Yeah, the reason I love it though is because it forces you to get scared. Like it's that crappy control that gives you those scares.
Well, yeah, because you're moving like a mobile autism person. Like just,
Right? Isn't that what it is?
Must pivot 30 degrees to the left.
And you know what though? That's definitely a mechanic, I believe. So it's hilarious, and the dialogue for the first game, by the way, the original, is some of the funniest I've ever heard. Yeah, it's just
I remember that now.
The dialogue was amazing. Now, like you said, Resident Evil 4, I think, is one of the games that brought it into the action scene, where it was like all of a sudden, whoa, you can actually do things. You know, like you didn't feel like you were limited by the movement, or there wasn't a limit of resources like there was in the previous versions, and there's no more looking for ribbons. You just could go to a typewriter that's randomly placed as well, and type save, and somehow if you die, you're okay. So that's all right. Anyways, what do we have to look forward to when it comes to Resident Evil? Because that's another thing that they wanted to bring up for the anniversary. This is actually funny. They have they're remastering 4, 5, and 6, which is pretty much when for some people the series took a turn for the worse, as in like it turned into action, right? And they're remastering it for Xbox One and PS4. So that was a little weird. And they're also releasing it as in 6, 5, and 4, which is even more confusing. Yeah, so there's that, but also... Well, that's what I'm saying, though. But have you guys played 5 or 6? I mean, Sean, you played 5.
Yeah, I just played 5.
Have you guys played 6?
Yeah, I played 5. Never played 6.
Okay, so 6. 6, to me, I wanted to play through 6. And I tried. I really tried. I got it like halfway through. It's just a huge mess. Such a huge mess. I can't even begin to explain what a huge mess that is. It's just like so much is going on, and you don't care, and you're surprised as to why you don't care. So it just
have that emotional resonance of when Chris Redfield punched a boulder, threw it into the lava.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I loved 4 too, though. 4 had one of my favorite opening intros to a game ever too, with like that city, like that little village that you go into.
That dog.
Which dog?
That dog. When you're walking to the village.
Oh, the one you choose to save?
It's like, he just says it really awkward, like, it's that dog.
You know what's funny is that I played that one time and my wife said kill it, and I was like, why? Some people do want to kill the dog, but what's funny to me is that yeah, you can kill the dog. You don't even have to save him. That's what I actually love about that choice-making decision right there. Like, that decision changes the game a little bit, or just at least helps you out in the game. So that's actually really worth trying out. So anyways, I'm actually happy that they're remastering 4 at least, because 5 and 6... 5 was okay, I'd say. 5 is like a little bit of like... It's a little bit of 4 in 5.
Yeah. I like
6...
the spirit villain.
Yeah, the villains were okay. It was a good co-op game if you wanted to play Resident Evil co-op. So I think that's what it's best for.
Yeah, I think that's what got me into it, playing co-op. So.
That's the same here. That's why I played through it. Now the other thing is Umbrella Corps. Have you guys heard about Umbrella Corps?
No.
So it's like a team shooter. Think Black Ops. Think Counter-Strike. Think like a team shooter, but then they throw in this kind of this what is it, like a weird kind of, they just throw in zombies, and then what they have is like alarms and stuff like that, so you can put something on some guy where all the zombies chase him, or you can climb and do like parkour, and you have like this kind of hook that lets you do things, and it's just a weird squad based kind of shooter. But I'm game for it, because I actually love the multiplayer in Resident Evil games. They're sort of like, weird, like kill all the zombies or survive all the waves or that kind of thing. So this is just throwing in more people they can go against. So something fun to look forward to, and it's going to be on PS4 and PC in May. Not sure why Xbox.
Is it going to be free?
No, it's actually going to be like, I believe $25, or maybe even 15.
I'm looking at gameplay and I'm not thrilled.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not a full game. They've done this before with, what is it? What's the other one?
Ghost in the Shell game that just came out?
Oh, no, not that one. The other Resident Evil game, Umbrella something, Raccoon City. Remember Operation Raccoon City or something like that?
Yeah,
that's a Vita game?
Vaguely remember this for like.
Yeah, it was
online back in the day.
No, there was that one too. That one's another crap version of it, where they did it like Resident Evil Online. Well, it failed.
That's what it was.
Yeah, so Raccoon City, Operation Raccoon City, I believe is what it was called. It was called that, but I don't know. It was just It fell off completely too. This has that potential, of course, just like the others, but I'm hoping for the best of this, especially since it's not like a full price, you know. So I'll probably check it out for that reason. But yeah, that's pretty much everything Resident Evil. That's all we got.
I'm sure there'll be a cash shop in it because it's Japanese.
Yeah.
You
I'm just watching gameplay, and I'm not enthused, but I definitely see the money making.
That's what I'm saying. It's a pure multiplayer like experience, but I feel like that's better packaged with one of the games. But I feel like they just want to give it a go and see if it goes anywhere. But that's fine. That aside, I think that pretty much covers all our main topics. But I mean, the last things I have here are the Ben-Hur trailer. Did you guys even know about that?
Yeah, I saw it. It looked like the last 300 movie, but you know, worse.
Terrible.
I don't know how it could be worse, but worse.
Have you guys seen Ben-Hur in the first place?
Ooh,
I have vague recollections of it when I was a child.
So like it's a good movie, but I'd say like as a kid, I saw it as a kid, I hated it. Then I saw it again when I was in college. That's what I'm saying, yeah. And I saw it again when I was older, and I appreciated that much more. But it's something that just doesn't make sense to. I mean, I guess it makes sense, right? They remade all these like old movies all the time. It's a classic. Like, let's go back to it again. Let's revisit that world. It looks okay, but I think the issue is it looks cliche Hollywood action flick. You know, like they had like rock music in the background, like an action kind of like kind of like weird. It just didn't suit it at all, and I thought it was
your dad's Ben-Hur.
Exactly.
And Diesel to play Jesus. What's up?
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I expected them to say at one point. But
actually,
you know,
if Vin Diesel was in it as Jesus, that would make it better. Honestly,
I'd watch it. Yeah.
Just bald Jesus.
I honestly think he makes everything much better. He really does. Yeah. He has this personality that's just hilarious. Have you guys seen SNL where they make fun of him? Like they did the Bambi trailer with The Rock.
Oh yes. I saw that one.
Remember that one?
Amazing.
Did you see that one, Aaron?
I did not see that one.
Dude, I'm showing you that right after. But that one's hilarious because he comes in and it's like, I'm Vin Diesel. Like whatever his name is, that's all he says, and he barely moves because he can't move his neck. But you know, I thought it was gonna be like a Fast and the Furious version of Ben-Hur because I was like, oh, they're probably gonna make it more about the racing, right? Like, check out my.
I hope the chariots
underglow under the chariots.
That's what I'm saying. It really did look that way. It's just like they started talking about the chariots, and I was like, "Oh, dude, this is gonna go like Fast and the Furious, 7 sequels. Here we come." So I'm very happy it didn't. And the last thing I have on here is actually the Warcraft TV Spot number 4, and we're talking about Warcraft. This actually goes back to what I just talked about, where it had a bunch of rock music. Like it was just a really. It was like
it takes you out of it.
It's like an editor just was drunk and about to leave work, and he's like, we need a trailer. We need like a spot. So he just started slicing in every possible thing that they had, and it was a crazy TV spot. Nothing in it made me feel excited. The CG just
tried to pivot it to another audience, since I don't think those looking for a serious sci-fi epic are going to be that drawn to it, because it might not be that good.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's going to fall flat on its face. I have a gut feeling for these things. I'm about to watch Batman vs. Superman tomorrow, and I have a gut feeling that it's going to be maybe at best okay. So,
have you seen the Rotten Tomatoes review?
Yes, my wife has, because we were about to go watch, and my wife goes, "Oh, it's doing horribly," and I'm like, "Oh, thanks, thanks." This actually goes back to like Fantastic Four, so I do have a good gut feeling about things.
I felt like killing myself after watching Superman. So I think after seeing this one, I might want to turn that to murder-suicide, just spread the death.
Take a few people with you.
So depressing.
Well, think about it like this. The scary part was that, when that shooter, like, shot up the theater in Batman?
Yeah.
Over the Dark Knight, yeah.
If that happened in this movie, and this movie is awful...
I'd welcome it.
Not that. Well, that's what I'm saying. I'd be understanding of the fact that it happened in a sarcastic science fiction way. But yeah, let's just say it that way. Look, let's just hope it's good, because I think it's easier to talk about something when it's good.
Oh, I disagree. I love talking about it.
Oh yeah, trust me. But when you're bashing it, no one's gonna want to come on your show. Didn't you diss my movie for like a solid hour? right, so
Zack Snyder is directing The Fountainhead after this.
the which
Did
one?
you hear about that?
Wait, what? For real?
Yeah, Ayn Rand's The Fountainhead. So
Ah, that's
No,
weird.
I don't
makes
think
sense why Superman is such a jerk.
Oh, so wait, this is DC related?
No. Zack Snyder
Yeah.
is going to direct Ayn Rand's The Fountainhead into a movie.
Oh,
Like Atlas
No.
Shrugged and all
I
that.
have no
Horrible,
idea.
super conservative novel. Like,
I have no idea what he's gonna do. I mean, I used to actually love the director, and now I'm like indifferent about it because they gave him
Yeah.
full reins to do whatever he wants, DC wise. All right, so that pretty much covers all the topics we have here. Do you guys have any other news? The
I don't have any
silence.
news, but I do have a caveat because they did say there are no black characters on Overwatch. There are actually 2 black characters and then 1 like Egyptian character. So my bad.
Why do you count the Egyptian character?
She's
from
brown.
African.
She's the only brown one there. So.
How about the
Exactly.
characters that are covered up?
Well, no, those don't count. One's a robot.
But what if it's
Maybe.
like a cyborg?
No, because then where's the black bits? She should look like Cyborg then from Teen Titans.
Where are the black bits? That's quote worthy right there. All right, guys.
That's how
So
that works, right?
that's how it works. Yep. That's everything for the show, guys. Thanks for watching and thanks for coming on, guys. We're gonna have you on some more.
Right.
So give your
Cool.
goodbyes to the world.
goodbye, world.
And Sean,
Bye, world.
there we go. All right, thanks, guys.